Welcome, friends, to another Modern League. Today we're going to be playing the Hammer Time deck. We're playing it with a black splash in order to enable Thoughtseize, Fracture, and Fatal Push out of the board. Last week when I was playing this deck, I had Path to Exile in the Fatal Push slot, but I've been told that in Modern right now, Fatal Push is where it's at, and if we're splashing black for Thoughtseize, we should be playing Push as well. So there it is. The other change is I brought in a Swiftfoot Boots, replacing one of the Giver of Ruins. I think that this is a fine split. We get to keep the 3 Giver of Ruins, so we'll still have those as a 1-drop, and we get a hexproof equipment that we're actually able to search out with Stoneforge Mystic or Steelshaper's gifts. I know that I really was missing this card last league. Alright, so we have 2 lands, we have Hammer, we have way to equip Hammer, we have Memnite. The problem is we don't have the second white source for the Puresteel Paladin, but I mean, white sources are basically the most common thing in our deck. I'm going to keep this and see if we can get something going. I'm going to want to go Godless Shrine, Hammer, Memnite, I think. Oh, you were cracking some packs. Nice. Okay, Utopia Sprawl from the opponent. Choosing red, so this could be Karnza. Okay, we get another white source right off the top. So we're going to be able to, let's see here, we're going to be able to attack with an 11/11 next turn, I think. Is that how that works? We'll see. So I play Plains, Hammer, Memnite, Ornithopter. Go. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that you got some good luck there, kid. It's definitely nice to open up a pack and find some value inside. All right, what do we got? Another Sprawl. Onion Lotus, what's up? Blood Moon. Oh, that's brutal. We need another Plains off the top now. Stupid Godless Shrine. Why are we even playing this card? Plains, let's go. Alright, punished. Well, I mean, can we really call that a punish? I don't think so. It's just the way the game ended up. Opponent only has 2 cards left in hand. I think we'll just Stoneforge for Cranial Plating. Yeah, Dollar Cutie, welcome, welcome. Right in time for game 1. Okay, what do we got here? So we can play the plating, we can equip the plating, and that looks to be our turn. All right, let's equip this to the flyer and swing all. Tranquil Thicket. That's not what I care about. I care about this other 2 red mana. Do they have a Lightning Bolt? They do have a Lightning Bolt for the Ornithopter. Bye-bye, Thopter. Do you have anything else? What's your last card in hand? Not a Lightning Bolt. Oh, they're actually going to trade here. Okay, get rid of the Arbor Elf. That eliminates quite a bit of their mana. I'm fine with that trade. And we'll see if we can draw Plains off the top. Let's keep playing. Okay, that's a pretty good one for the opponent. And they reveal Tireless Tracker. Okay, they are ready to grind. Memnite. Unfortunate. I don't really know that I want to get the Lurrus to hand here. I think that I'd rather just put everything else down and equip the Cranial Plating to the Stoneforge Mystic and pass. I don't think we attack with it, but I'm not sure. And maybe I want to keep one of these hammers in hand. I definitely want to keep one of these hammers in hand. With the white mana, I could get Sigarda's Aid and then just throw the hammer onto a creature. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this becomes a 5. Well, I don't like that we're not the aggressor here. I guess we could be a little bit more aggressive. Opponent is basically out of cards, but they have these Tireless Tracker. If I attack there, would they just take it and then swing at us? So we would be in a race? Oof. That is rough. So that means that Plains is no longer a good draw. We really need Sigarda's Aid, and even then, like, the Karn is going to bury us. So let's see here. What do we bring in for this matchup? Could bring in potentially Pithing Needle, maybe. I don't mind the Needle. Fracture seems pretty good. You want to do damage to Stoneforge Mystic? Yeah, sure, whatever. What about Thoughtseize? I mean, this isn't really a combo deck. Being able to, like, take Karn or Blood Moon or Lightning Bolt out of their hand is okay. Seems like a lot of the cards are going to be pretty good in this matchup. See, we needed that Plains much earlier. The Karn here means that we can't equip these things. I'm going to move on to the next one. We're too far behind. Just thinking, like, the Fatal Push seems like it would be okay. It hits the Elf, it hits the Tireless Tracker. Who knows what other kind of good threes the opponent could have. But it's not that good against cards like Pyromancer. Gonna bring in some Thoughtseize so I can potentially eliminate a Karn or a Blood Moon before it's a problem. And then I have Fracture if they stick around. Fracture can get rid of a Blood Moon if I float the mana, let the Blood Moon resolve, and then cast the Fracture. Okay, not bad. We have Hammer. but we don't have a way to equip hammer. I might mulligan this one. Just because we don't have any way to equip the hammer. And I'm really like looking for those three things if possible. Hammer is the easiest card to get a hold of. Yeah, let's find a way to equip the hammer. Okay, we have way to equip hammer. We have no hammer this time. But like I just said, hammer is the easiest card to find. So I think we'll keep this, get rid of one of the Sigarda's Aid. And hope we can find it. Alright, I'm going to want to cast the Paradise Mantle after the Puresteel Paladin so that we can use the Paladin to draw a card. Okay, no elf. I like that. Stoneforge, not bad, not bad. We did bring in some cards with black mana, but if I go get plains, then I just don't have to worry about Blood Moon nearly as much, and we have the Paradise Mantle to get access to black mana. Another Ornithopter. Don't know that I really need to deploy that. It would give me extra mana next turn. Yeah, okay. I'm going to deploy it for the extra mana. It obviously is committing to the board, so I could absolutely be punished, but if the opponent passes the turn, then I got a bunch of mana. Don't like that. That is scary. Whew, okay, it's just a Seasoned Pyromancer. I see red colorless. I was thinking of something a lot scarier than a Seasoned Pyromancer. Don't get me wrong. Spyro is a great card. But that's not what I was afraid of. Okay, so they go ahead and discard the Blood Moon and the Wrenn and 6. Cool. Alright, friends, hammer time. Absolutely going to cast that. I'll put that on Puresteel Paladin. Probably going to attack with this Ornithopter. See if we can draw another hammer. Oh, we do. We do draw the hammer. So do we just win here? I think we just win here. Because these have instant speed because of Sigarda's Aid. Boop. Not bad. Turn 3, double hammer. It's the way I like to set it up. Ah, it was a good turn, that one. Okay. So we're back on the draw, unfortunately. Am I going to want to change anything? think I'm still going to leave it as is. Okay, so, looks like we have it all. Almost everything, anyways. We are missing the second white source for the Puresteel Paladin, but we have Hammer, creature for Hammer, and way to equip Hammer. This is also a great creature for Hammer. Oh, are they just passing? Interesting. Well, that is terrifying. We're going to get basic planes so that we don't get totally hosed by a potential Blood Moon. I am terrified that that could just end the game for us. Although maybe with the Mishra's Bauble, no, I knew I was going to want to play the Giver of Ruins, so I wasn't going to be able to Bauble Trick. Cancel that. I don't want to see what they fetch away. Okay, let that happen. And we should still have a stop on our end step here, so we can Mishra's Bauble now. Seasoned Pyromancer on top. Okay, so they draw the Seasoned Pyro with that. Another Ornithopter. Meh. Okay, Lightning Bolt, the Giver of Ruins. And it's our turn again. Godless Shrine. Okay, so that does get us the white mana for Puresteel. I also kind of like getting the Giver of Ruins out this turn, but that's not very mana efficient. Could Stoneforge for Hammer. And then next turn, Puresteel put the hammer on something. I think that's what I want to do. Play the Inkmoth Nexus. Go get hammer. We don't have any, I don't think, real reason to play the Ornithopter here. First match versus Oops. Oh, that's rough. I didn't realize that people still played that deck. It's been quite a while since I've seen it. Oh, I see, the Legacy version. Okay. Legacy is a format that it's been a long time since I've been there. Oh, no kidding, you were a Vintage player. Okay. A friend of mine was really into Vintage, or still is, rather. Okay, so that does mean we can't play the Puresteel Paladin until we draw Plains. Plains. Ah. So we get a choice of Mystic or Giver of Ruins. And I don't really want to put the hammer down. Maybe we just go get Cranial Plating, which would be a good reason to cast this Ornithopter. Ooh, you know what I should have got? I should have went and got Paradise Mantle so that I could play the stupid Puresteel Paladin. Okay. Well, that's what I should have done, but I'm gonna have to continue on with what I did do. Vintage does have some bans. Any anti cards are banned. Yeah, yeah, you got it there, kid. Otherwise, they have a restricted list. So, cards that you're only allowed to play one of instead of none of. And I think it's definitely an interesting choice for the format, allowing players to experience all the cards basically available in Magic instead of saying, "Oh, well, you can't play with that; it's too powerful." You can have one. Lurrus isn't banned anymore. Okay, interesting. Make a singleton list with all restricted. Well, a lot of decks do have a lot of the blue restricted cards in there. Okay, I think we just go ahead and take our turn. Oh, Sigarda's 8 off the top. That is decent. Nice. It actually worked. I wasn't sure that would work, but it did. That's great. Okay, pass turn. Oh, the Force of Vigor? Yeah, that is a wicked card. Speaking of wicked, opponent scoops him up. Not a huge fan. We are missing a way to equip Hammer. I think we need to mulligan this. Like, the hand looks good, right? Stoneforge Mystic to get Hammer, Memnite to carry it, got extra mana, way to protect it. The thing is, how do we get the Hammer onto the critter? Okay, way more interested in this hand. This hand is awesome. Getting rid of Swiftfoot Boots. Oh, absolutely, Steven. Mull decisions are incredibly important. You're going to find that all of the effort with this deck is front-loaded. Your mulligan decisions are super important, and then turns 1, 2, and 3 are incredibly important. After that, it's the grind. We can still win in the grind. We can still win there, but it's not guaranteed. So we're going to go for a turn 3. Crambo Gaming, hello. Giver of Ruins, this might be a mirror match, but no Lurrus. So maybe we're fighting Death and Taxes. Maybe we're fighting... Oh, no land. That's unfortunate. Alright, I guess we just attack here, then throw the hammer down. Crambo, the equipment will fall off. I expect a block. No block, okay. Alright, lose half your life. Thalia. Okay, that's pretty strong. So they're going to be able to block with that and then give it protection from colorless. So that totally stops my play. I do have Giver of Ruins, though. So the turn after this, I'll be able to give my Memnite Pro White and attack through. So that's currently the plan. I could potentially draw land and then Steelshaper's Gift, but I think I would just still rather probably play a Giver. Oh, we do get land. Okay. So now we have to think about it. We could use all of our mana, Steelshaper's Gift. Actually, why Steelshaper's Gift when we can just Stoneforge? So 2 mana Stoneforge, go get the Spear. I think that's probably our best play. Shadowspear. Okay, that'll be ready to deploy next turn. Put the spear onto the Memnite. But 3 mana, turn 3 is a really good turn for Death and Taxes. So they have all kinds of answers now to what we're doing. We just have to find out which one they have. Okay, they have an Archon. I think that wins us the game. I mean, they know what we have in hand. This comes into play tapped. This has 1 spell. This has haste. Or sorry, this has flash. Unfortunately, the Thalia says that Steelshaper's Gift costs the same as Stoneforge Mystic, so unfortunately we weren't able to do that last turn. The Shadowspear costs 2 as well. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, sure, whatever. I guess they don't die here, right? They get to keep one of their creatures and don't die? But this is still a really good turn for us. Because this is blocking 4, and they're going to take... This is coming in for 12, so they go to 1. Ah, I should have attacked with Stoneforge Mystic. I guess it was a pretty simple block, though, so whatever. Here. Yes. Okay. Pass turn. Not bad, not bad. Still not out of the woods, though, but doing much better, especially with a Thalia off the board, so Steelshaper's Gift could go get another hammer on the cheap, because they needed to put down a what's the name? A Skyclave Apparition to take away either the Memnite or the Colossus Hammer there. Okay, so we're playing against Death and Taxes. We're going to want Fracture, I think, to potentially destroy their artifacts. Maybe we don't want Fracture, because it's not going to kill their creatures. We want Fatal Push. Maybe Pithing Needle. We could like Pithing Needle on Batterskull, Pithing Needle on a sword. I don't know if that's that good. I think I would rather just keep most of the cards out of my deck. I do like the 3 Fatal Push. I think that's all I really need. And I don't mind taking out 3 Memnite, because those attack on the ground, and the ground is clogged. Oh, the Aether Vial! The problem with Pithing Needle for Stoneforge is we're also playing Stoneforge. So there is tension there, and I guess they're the ones that are really want to activate the Stoneforge, whereas we only really want the come into play ability. Yeah, okay. I can buy that. We will need to find another card to take out, though. Islands, hello, hello. Yeah, weekend was alright. How about yourself? Alright, still got a minute left, one card to go. What about the Swiftfoot Boots? Let's take out the Swiftfoot Boots. I think that is not really necessary in this matchup. And then also, like, what about the Giver of Ruins? I think the Giver of Ruins is probably better than the Swiftfoot Boots. It's pretty close, though. Maybe we'll take out one Giver, keep in this Swiftfoot. We'll kind of split the difference there, kind of like we did in the deck creation. Giver is more so for removal, but it does serve some purpose here in that since the opponent's creatures are all white creatures, except for the Germ, the Giver basically gives our creature unblockable. Yep, Parents-in-Law works. Okay, so let's see what we got. We got 2 lands. We have Hammer, but we have no way to equip the Hammer. I think I want to mulligan this one. We do have Fatal Push, but again, having a way to equip the Hammer is one of the most important things you can have in your opening hand. And I'm usually willing to mulligan for it. So we have the Puresteel Paladin, we have a bunch of lands, we have a Hammer, and we have the ideal thing to put a Hammer onto, the Inkmoth Nexus. I want to keep this. And I think I'm just going to get rid of Windswept Heath. We could get rid of the Godless Shrine and fetch it up. No, I kind of feel like Death and Taxes kind of picks on people that do a lot of searching. Let's just get rid of the fetch land so we don't get hosed by it. Okay, another fetch land. We're going to crack that, go get basic planes, and we can either play the Colossus Hammer or the Pithing Needle. Doesn't really matter which one we play. Unfortunately, with the Inkmoth Nexus, we're not really going to be able to put the Puresteel Paladin down right away. I kind of want to go Hammer first, so that we can get a little bit more information on what they're doing for the Pithing Needle. Maybe we want to name Giver of Ruins, I don't know. But I'm also kind of interested in just playing Inkmoth Nexus next turn, depending on... ooh, Field of Ruin? Yeah, no, I'm not playing Inkmoth Nexus at all. We're just playing Snow-Covered Plains. That's the game we're playing. Alright, so if I play Pithing Needle Ornithopter, then I can get the Ornithopter attacking next turn with a hammer on it. And I could just name Giver of Ruins. Ooh, unfortunately, oh, actually, no, Pithing Needle doesn't care about land types. Okay. Sometimes I get mixed up between Pithing Needle and the Phyrexian one. So this one can name lands. I do like naming Field of Ruin, because then I get to keep my Inkmoth Nexus. But having done that, I would much have rather play the Inkmoth Nexus that turn. The reason I played the second Plains was so they wouldn't have a target. Fucking Ghost Quarter. We don't have the mana to go get a land. Oh well. At least they didn't hit our Inkmoth. And we're still going to be able to throw down with an Inkmoth Nexus, smash with Hammer next turn. Oh, damn it. Now that puts a damper on my plans. Unfortunately, the Puresteel Paladin gives the Hammer equip 0. So now the Hammer cannot move. They run Fog. Oh no. Well. Well. That's a thing. Damn it, I wanted to play Inkmoth Nexus again this turn, so I could Cranial Plating this turn, and then Puresteel next turn. Oh well. Yeah, I guess. I keep on playing my lands wrong. This is really clumsy. Can't be equipped, damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Cranial Plating on an Inkmoth Nexus is not lethal yet. I could just trade. Oh, that was a great clip. It's just, you know, like, oh, there's no way they play Fog. You lose to Fog, but there's no way. Oh, they got Fog. Nice. Get to draw a card. Get a Mishra's Bauble. Cast that. Draw another card. Alright, let's go ahead and equip this to the Ornithopter. I wonder, maybe I should equip it to the Puresteel Paladin, attack with that, and then I can hold the Ornithopter back as a blocker so they can't attack with Revoker anymore. Alright, change my mind. We're going to attack with the Puresteel Paladin now. It attacks for more damage anyway, although they do have an opportunity to block it. Hopefully I don't get punished. I do get punished, but that would have been able to block us anyway. Unfortunately, this way it gets the Puresteel Paladin. Oh no, this is just the worst. So brutal. Leonin Arbiter on top. We get a Giver of Ruins. Oh, Giver of Ruins could be pretty good. Could get this Inkmoth Nexus through their Mind Sensor. But we're starting to run out of time. We're going to die soon. Also, this fetch land's not looking too good with Mind Sensor and Arbiter on the board on the other side. I think we might be going to game 2 pretty soon. Alright, let's get rid of this Revoker. Oh, right, of course. They can just do that every time. So I'm never going to actually kill their creatures. Giver of Ruins doing a lot of work here. If we had named the Giver with Pithing Needle, then we wouldn't have any lands. 1, 2, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can put down blocks, but at what cost? Let's go to the next one. I do like the way we boarded, though. I don't think I want to change anything about that. Maybe if I were on the play, or maybe if I just played tighter, we might have been able to find a way through that last game. But let's see what we can do this game. Okay, so we have one single land. We have hammer and no way to equip the hammer. This is a mull. It's getting worse. We have to mull again. Our only critter is the Inkmoth Nexus. We have no hammer, no way to equip it. Okay, this is good. This is good. Let's see what we want to keep here. Definitely want the plains, the hammer, the Puresteel Paladin, the Nexus, and the Silent Clearing. These are all cards I want to keep for sure, for sure. What else are we going to keep? We could keep the Mishra's Bauble, and that gets us closer to Metalcraft. Oh, we got to get rid of 2 cards, right? Okay, so we got to get rid of 2 cards. We'll get rid of the Bauble and the Mystic, and keep these 5. So we have enough mana to play the Puresteel Paladin with a double white. We have the Nexus to put the hammer onto to win. That's what we're going to go for. Ooh, Memnites over Baubles. I like that on the play. Ornithopter, nice. Okay, we unfortunately don't quite have enough Metalcraft to move that hammer, but next turn we will. Damn it. Revoker right on time. Alright, let's go Fatal Push on the top. Sigarda's Aid. If we get another hammer, we're good. Could put Lurrus to hand, just to use our mana. Yeah, they have Giver, so I'm not going to attack. My choice is between putting Sigarda's Aid onto the battlefield right now or putting Lurrus to hand. I think I'm more comfortable putting Lurrus to hand. We can maybe keep the Sigarda's Aid in hand until we have another hammer. No attacks. Alright, so this is where the game starts to get even harder. We did everything we could to put ourselves in a good position for turn 3, but opponent had the Revoker for the hammer. So now we got to try and grind it out. Find our way towards Fatal Push for the Giver of Ruins. Oh, geez, we got to kill the Giver of Ruins first. Maybe we could try and get him with a combat trick somehow. Also, we do have Inkmoth Nexus potentially coming in turn after turn. Oh, but the Stoneforge Mystic's really good here. Depending on what they have. If they have a thing that has Don't search your library. This is not very good. Looks like they might have it. They do. Okay, so only top 4. And nothing. Womp womp. I kind of like playing Sigarda's Aid now. It's good for the mana. And if, I guess, yeah. I was just thinking, like, oh, we could get it back with Lurrus, but if they get rid of Sigarda's Aid, it's exiled. I think would generally be the way they get rid of it with Skyclave. Okay, so they're coming in the air. Yep, let that happen. So they're really not as scared of the Inkmoth Nexus, which could mean any number of things. They could have Path, they could have another Mind Sensor. But the, I would say, ooh, what's this? Okay, so they're playing this now. Non-creature spells cost 1 more. Cranial Plating. So this is going to cost all of our mana. On the upside, we would get to draw a card for it. And then if we lose one of our critters, Lurrus can bring it back. I don't mind that. So do we just attack all here? Or do we... I think we just attack all. And then wait to see what they give protection. They'll probably have to protect the Revoker. Do I play Legacy? Not so much anymore. I used to, a year or 2 ago, before the pandemic, basically. I was playing Dimir Death Shadow and Jund Hogak. What about yourself? Are you a Legacy player? And if so, what do you play? Okay, so that's their block. So yeah, they're just going to save the Wingmare and take the damage from the Mystic. Okay, Death and Taxes and Legacy is an amazing deck. Quite a bit different from the one that we're facing off against now. Okay, so we lose the Paladin. We have another one to replace it. Not much else we can do here, so let's just pass the turn back. So one of the ways we can get back into this is grinding with the Paladin or the Lurrus. If we're able to replay some equipments, draw some cards. But we're in a really, really difficult position. The opponent's got some pretty sweet stuff here, messing us up. Swamp Mosquito, thanks for the follow, friend. They still got 5 cards in hand, too. Looks like we're going to miss the trophy today, chat. Yeah, I got to agree with that. Mind Sensor is an amazing card. And the way that we played into it, so brutal. And they can just give this protection from white, kill our mystics, save their Mind Sensor. Yeah, I think that we're just going to concede here. This is brutal. So let's see here. What do we got? We have Hammer. We have Creature to put Hammer on. And we have way to equip the Hammer. Now, the hand is very awkward, but I think it's good enough to keep. On the new background, that's a bunch of googly eyes, my friend. I am a fan of the googly eyes. And back when I was doing Standard, I had this wicked Orzhov control deck that was playing all Planeswalkers and then the Oath to Liliana. It was super fun. So let's see here. I think we go... I mean, I want to play the Hammer this turn because we have the Paladin coming up next turn. So yeah, I want to go Plains into Hammer this turn. And I'll keep the Paradise Mantle in hand in case I draw Plains so I can use it to draw an extra card next turn. Oh, hey Chuck. Was hoping I'd be on Hammer time again. Well, yeah, here it is. Wasn't very long at all. Speaking of not very long, opponent's going to have Tron on turn 3 on the play. We are in danger. Not a great draw there. So we can put down Giver, Inkmoth Nexus, Paradise Mantle onto Giver, so that at least we'll have the mana for the Puresteel Paladin next turn. Okay, so unfortunately, the opponent has Tron on turn 3 on the play. So, what can you do against that? Mix-matched Urza lands? What is this? Well, opponent hasn't just slammed the Karn yet. There it is. There's the Karn. And that's the worst Karn, because it says I can't activate my artifacts, which means I can't equip them. And it just straight up kills my Paradise Mantle while plussing. Oof, that sucks. Wow, that sucked so much. Yeah, mismatched lands. And Karn is so good versus this deck. It's ridiculous. Oh, what am I gonna do? I can't equip any of these. These are all dead cards. Steelshaper's Gift is basically a dead card. Same with Puresteel Paladin. It's basically dead. So do we just attack Karn for 2? I guess like I could be sending the Inkmoth Nexus at the opponent for 1 here, 1 there. Sanctum of Ugin. Karn liberated. Oh, this is... Okay, we lost this one. Concede. Move on. That's modern for you. And that's why people play Green Tron. Because they just go, turn 3 Tron, we win. Alright, what do we got? We got Fracture, we got Thoughtseize, Pithing Needle. So that's 6 cards. That's quite a bit. We can take out Swiftfoot Boots, we can take out Giver of Ruins. Oh, yeah. Well, E-Tron is super popular again, right? Because of how good Chalice on 1 is right now? Yeah, I understand that feeling completely. I spent a lot of time on the losing side of the Tron matchup, being a big fan of Golgari and Jund. Absolutely want to take the play. Yes, please, thank you. This is kind of pausing like they have a companion. They do have a companion. They didn't show that last game, did they? It doesn't show here if we revealed companions or not, unfortunately. All right, let's look at the hand. We have creature, we have hammer, we have no way to equip hammer. Yeah, I mean, we have the Thoughtseize, which makes it pretty close. But if we don't find way to equip hammer, then we just sit here for 4 turns and we lose. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Get rid of one of the Inkmoth Nexus. We got hammer, way to equip hammer. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know. That is one of the decks that I have not picked up. I've just spent so many times on the other side losing against it that, I don't know, there's this kind of like frustration there. I just decided I wouldn't want to pick it up. Probably would have a lot of fun with it if I ever tried it. I mean, the modern version. Definitely no way I want to play the Pauper version of Tron. It's too much. It's a very, very different deck. Alright, so I think first turn we just want to Steelshaper's Gift, go get Hammer. Tron players should just go to the slot machines if they crave RNG so bad. There's a little bit of skill to it. You know, you got a mulligan. And mullen isn't easy. let's see what they have. Chromatic Sphere, okay. Not quite as scary as map, but they could still just have turn 3 Tron setting up. Let's see what we get. Another white mana source. So I'm thinking Godless Shrine, Puresteel Paladin, pass. And then next turn we can play Plating and Hammer, draw 2 cards, hopefully find a 0-drop, and equip these things to Puresteel Paladin. I would love to get this Inkmoth Nexus ready to attack next turn, but I need double white turn 2 for this Paladin. And Inkmoth Nexus would not be ready to attack next turn if I had played it out the other way. So at least this way we can get Puresteel Paladin attacking this turn, our turn 3. Ooh, the forest off the top for the opponent. They probably have Nature's Claim, would be my guess. Okay, another land. Not really what I wanted to see. Let's see here. Let's play Inkmoth Nexus. Play Cranial Plating. Yep. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Okay, we'll do that. Instead of playing the hammer into potential removal, let's take a card out of their hand. Oh, the Wilt. I like Wilt. Wilt's a really good option. Having cycling is huge. Oh my. Look at that hand. And double Worm Coil. Fortunately, they're nowhere near playing the Worm Coil. I kind of want to just take the Nature's Claim so they have to 2 mana with the Wilt to get our hammer. I don't really care about my life total so much. So yeah, let's just take the Nature's Claim. So they need to spend 2 mana on their spell. And we'll make sure they're not able to hit Inkmoth Nexus with it. Now, the Cranial Plating here cannot be equipped. We only have 1 artifact in play right now, so we're 2 away from Metalcraft. Nexus doesn't count yet. Okay, they play Power Plant and another Sphere, so that's one of the cards they drew. And passing back to us. Wonderful. Equipment. Give me equipment. How about 1 equipment, please, off the top? Damn it. Well, we do have Lurrus to get the Colossus Hammer back. But we're not going to be able to equip the hammer if we go get Lurrus this turn. We could also draw a card with Silent Clearing, which would leave us 1 mana left over after we play the Colossus Hammer. I think I'm just going to play the hammer and see what I draw. Because they're gonna hit it. Let's we're gonna get it back with Lurrus eventually. Another land? Come on, deck. Whatever. I'm not gonna let them wilt my hammer here. I'm just gonna get Lurrus. Okay, I've already played my land. Go ahead. Too many lands, but opponents probably complaining about their luck as well. There's the wilt on the hammer. Okay, we can get rid of that one. Up to 4 mana. Oh, and they have Blast Zone on 1. That's pretty good for them. Hammer? Just want a hammer. Just give me what I want. Pithing Needle. Yeah, okay. We can name Blast Zone with that. Not bad. Alright, let's go get Plains. You want to blow your Blast Zone? Go for it. Not going to get much value out of it this turn. Gotcha. I hope so. 12, 13, 14, 15. I count 15. There, that's lethal. That should be 16. 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Turn 5. Okay, opponent can count. Cool. Of course they can count. They're an Urza player. Urza players are famous for their counting. 1, 2, 7. They count like no one else. Think that we can probably stick with this. I don't really feel like I want to change anything being on the draw. All right, what do we got? I don't like this one. It's too reactive. I would rather be doing my plan, presenting my plan. This is not my plan. No hammers, no way to equip hammer. I mean, sure, I like seeing these sideboard cards, but what am I going to do with them? Buy time to do what? Let's mull. Interesting. I want to keep this one. We have hammer, way to equip hammer. We'll get rid of a Bauble. Paradise Mantle just goes right onto the Ornithopter turn 1, so we'll have 2 mana turn 2. Guaranteed. And opponent is mulliganing as well. I often don't pay enough attention to the opponent mulliganing while I'm on Moto. When I'm playing paper, you know, it's very obvious back and forth, very, very clear, whereas on Moto, it's super easy to ignore what the opponent's doing during mulligans, which is not correct. I should be checking to see how many cards the opponent is keeping on or if they're mulliganing before I make my mulligan decision. Lesnar, hello. Expedition map turn 1. Okay, that is a Tron play. After the tourney, they go over to the casino. Nice. Oh, we get the second land right off the top. Sweet. That's going to make things way better. Alright, so let's not screw this up. Sigarda's Aid, Ornithopter, Paradise Mantle, Mishra's Bauble. Okay, we can actually crack the Bauble because we don't need it because we have Sigarda's Aid, so let's draw that extra card. And they're going to draw Wormcoil Engine. Okay, that is scary, but not yet. Oh, the Thoughtseize to take it from them. So even if they get Tron this turn... Oh, they just don't have a land? Oh my god, there's so much trouble. I kind of want to Thoughtseize this turn. Okay, so they have Ancient Stirrings to go get something to find, you know, like land and stuff. I think I want to take the Stirrings here and just try and screw them. But they could naturally find land off the top, and then they're ready to go with the Expedition map. So maybe I should just take the Nature's Claim and go for broke. Go get Hammer. Okay, we have no more mana. I could cast the Mantle here, put it on the Mystic, but that's not going to get me mana. So I'll pass. And we'll attack for a bunch of damage next turn. If the opponent doesn't hit land, they're in so much trouble here. So yeah, they should be using their Ancient Stirrings here to go find a land, and they do. Okay, we'll take that off there and see what they find. They don't find land. We win the match. This, oh man, this hand... No good. We have Hammer, but we have no way to equip it. And I've said that quite a bit this league. Finding a way to equip the Hammer is very important. What deck did we lose against? Death and Taxes. I remembered, chat. It was Death and Taxes that we lost against. Okay, so we have Hammer, but we have no way to equip the Hammer. I want to mulligan this one. Oh, here we go. This hand is great. Okay, so how many cards do we get to keep? We get to keep 5 cards, so we got to put 2 back. We can put back land pretty easy. Alright, so... If we're keeping the Sigarda's Aid, do we need to keep the Paladin? We don't have any other creature. So maybe we have to keep Gift, Aid, Paladin, land, and get rid of Mantle? I don't like getting rid of Mantle. Sigarda's Aid, Puresteel Paladin, they would have been a pretty nice team there, but we need a Hammer. So yeah, we'll just, we'll keep these 5, and we'll get rid of these 2. Just basic planes go. We get Giver of Ruins. I don't mind playing Giver to start. Temple Garden. Oh no. Are we against Heliod? We might be against the best deck in the format, chat. Swiftfoot Boots. I think we go... We could go Paladin here, or we could go Sigarda's Aid, Steelshaper's Gift. Kind of like Sigarda's Aid, Steelshaper's Gift here. That's exactly the plan, Hercules. Use Hammer, beat face. Problem is we need to get the Hammer first. So that's why we're going to gift. Go get Hammer. Go ahead, opponent. I might as well attack, right? Giver of Ruins isn't doing anything else. Hell yeah. Heliod? No Skyclave Apparitions. That's going to take our Sigarda's aid. Fortunately, we have the pure... What? They're taking the Giver of Ruins instead of the Sigarda's aid? Alright. You got it. Hercules, thanks for the follow. I mean, this does mean we don't have a creature to attack this turn, so... I mean, that's totally fair, right? Thanks, MTG bot. Right on time. Ranger of Eos. I mean, it goes and gets Giver of Ruins. It gets... I guess it gets, like, Ornithopter and stuff. Okay, and we can leave the Colossus Hammer as a trick. Or we can just put it on the Paladin right the heck now and draw a card with it. I kind of like it as a trick. They've already seen it. They've seen it. There's no reason to hold it back. They've seen it. Okay, looks like a collected company coming. Another Sigarda's aid. So we could put the Colossus Hammer onto the Nexus. But, I mean, that seems pretty good. Right? It would be able to fly again. That seems really good. We even be able to put the Swiftfoot Boots onto it. No, we wouldn't have enough mana for the boots if we get it to fly again. Yeah, definitely Coco time, but they don't have a lot of flyers, so I'm thinking we might be able to win the game here. No, because... Oh, damn it. We got to get the boots down. That's 2 mana. 1 mana to activate the Nexus, then we don't have another mana to activate the Nexus again. Unfortunate. So yeah, let's just play the boots. Nice draw. Okay. That'll be good for next turn with the Nexus. I have not seen that new art yet. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Stoneforge Mystic, Double Master Alt. I'll see if I can find that in the break. So they go get Walking Ballista. Yup. This is where they block. I really hope they don't, though. Ah, they do. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Hercules. The links are not enabled in the chat, but you could send me a whisper, and I'll go take a look at it. Why did we not activate and equip the Inkmoth? Because we didn't have enough mana to give it double flying and get it equipped. Because we only had the Colossus Hammer and the Nexus, we didn't have enough Metalcraft to reduce the price of equipping. Conclave Mentor, no problem. We had Inkmoth Nexus and Colossus Hammer. That's only 2. We spend 2 mana, play the Swiftfoot Boots, activate the Inkmoth Nexus, give it and put the hammer onto it. It loses flying. All right, so there's 2 tokens on that. So we could... That's going to be difficult to save the Nexus now. Stupid 2-token Walking Ballista. Yeah, exactly. It loses. What do you think of red with Magnetic Theft? I want to try it. It does get an extra way to equip hammer. I do not play EDH right now. Last time I played EDH, I was playing Varolz, the Scar-Striped. If I were to play again, I would play Hepatra. Okay, so we activate Inkmoth Nexus. We attach Swiftfoot Boots to Inkmoth Nexus. They Walking Ballista for 1. We put the Colossus Hammer onto it, and then they just Walking Ballista for 1 more. And we lose our Inkmoth. But then we're able to attack with Puresteel Paladin. Yeah, we're going to get the Ballista off the field. What I'm thinking is, I'll play the Sigarda's Aid, and then I'll activate the Inkmoth Nexus attack, and when they activate the Ballista to kill the Inkmoth Nexus... that doesn't quite work either. Because they can just say, oh, I ignore the Inkmoth Nexus, and block the Puresteel Paladin. Alright. So we're going to have to do this to get rid of the Ballista. Which means let's go ahead and move the hammer over to the Nexus. Boss, one of the reasons I was thinking about casting the Sigarda's Aid was so I could get the double trigger, so I could target my Inkmoth Nexus and the Puresteel Paladin, and then make the decision after they activated the Walking Ballista. But I decided that that was not the way to go. The Puresteel Paladin here will be able to re-equip this Colossus Hammer after the Walking Ballista is dead. Okay, so bye-bye Ballista. Yes, let me sleep. That is a thing that can be done, and that's a thing that we have done before, and it's great. And we love it. Super interested into what they're drawing, and I'm also really interested in what's on top of our deck. I don't think it really matters what's on top of our deck. If we drew a card, we wouldn't be able to cast it. Alright, must block. So they've got a Heliod on top of the deck. That's dangerous. Not really much else we can do here anyway. We could deploy the Sigarda's Aid. Doesn't really get us anything. Let's just pass for now. Maybe we'll draw an extra card during the opponent's turn. There's the Heliod. Uh-oh. This is just Spike Feeder. GG. Nothing we can do. Good game. Oh, shoot. You're right. You're right. Ugh. Conceded too early. Thanks for typing that in, bud. Every once in a while, something will just completely go past me. By the way, everybody, most of you probably know this already. Boss MtG is another streamer. Tom the Boss Ross. Some of you might have heard of him. Check them out on Twitch. Give them a follow. They're great. Play a lot of Yawgmoth combo, and big fan of that over here. So we're playing against Heliod, right? Fatal Push seems good. Thoughtseize seems good. Pithing Needle seems good. Not a big fan of Fracture, though. Thoughtseize is one of the ways we can actually get rid of Heliod. Get rid of the boots. Get rid of the givers. Oh, they did have infinite damage because of the 2/2 that's green-white. Thanks, handsome. I think we get rid of Memnites here. The ground is going to be clogged. I don't exactly expect Memnites to be getting through. That does bring us really low on creatures, which is unfortunate, but I think there's still enough. Interesting. Vanishing Verse over Fracture. I'll have to consider that. I suppose, like, Planeswalkers, there's a lot of multicolored Planeswalkers that are quite strong. Alright, what do we got? We have Hammer, but no way to equip it. Let's mull. We have Hammer, no creatures, no way to equip it, not interested. I'm going to mulligan to Oblivion. Still no way to equip the Hammer. I'm going to mulligan one more time. And we miss. Unfortunate. Now, this is going to be a really tough one to come back from. Keep Hammer, keep Thoughtseize, and double land. Well, it doesn't happen often, but it did this time. We had to keep a real garbage hand. Cylon. Good point. Wrenn and 6 is a problem when you're playing a card like Memnite. Yeah, Memnite. Kills your 0-drop when you want to attack for 20 next turn. They just kill your 1/1. Okay, what do we got? A whole bunch of terror. Kind of like just getting rid of Collected Company here. They have the Spike Feeder, which is half of their combo. We could get rid of that. Should probably just get rid of the Feeder. And we'll leave these equipments in hand in case we draw a Paladin. And then we can draw a free card with a Mantle. Oof. No kidding. They didn't have that in hand, did they? Yeah, they just drew the Sprawl. Okay. Coco this turn. Must be nice. Turn 2 Coco. A lot of reasons to play the Heliod deck. I'm trying to think, boss, how I would use Fracture to set up a sweet kill. And I mean, honestly, it would just be better to go for the kill. And the Memnite would already be dead. Like, yeah, doesn't seem like Fracture is going to be a great way to get rid of that one. Okay, so Ranger Captain go gets Walking Ballista, and this game is basically over. Oh, this is what? Another Collected Company? No, this is their turn. So yeah, they got the Heliod and the Ranger Captain with a Collected Company is what happened, was it? And now they just go ahead and Walking Ballista. The Conclave Mentor is going to... Oh, what? That's 4 and 1 more. So you just use 2 mana to make a 2/2 Walking Ballista. And then the last 2 mana to give it lifelink. We should be dead right now, right? Like, we should just be dead to Conclave Mentor Walking Ballista? Instead of this Voice of Resurgence stuff? I must have miscounted the mana. They used the mana to play the Conclave Mentor. I must be tired. That's what's going on. Doesn't matter. We're dead anyway. Yeah, they were short. I did not see the mana properly. I thought this Mentor was already on the board and they still had a bunch of mana left, but I was wrong. That's okay. Because we're dead anyway. Absolutely, Cylon. He couldn't. I was mistaken. So let's see here. We play Ornithopter. We play Lurrus. Get some blocks in. But yeah, we're dead. All right. Because they can do the thing this turn that I thought they could do last turn. This is an interesting hand. Turn 3 win. Keep this one. We go turn 1 Sigarda's Aid. Turn 2 Inkmoth Nexus. Turn 3 Hammer up the Nexus. Too bad we couldn't get boots on it too. Anyway, yeah, absolutely keep this. First turn Urborg. Okay, what do we think this means? First turn Urborg. Either 8-rack or Yawgmoth combo would be my guess. Oops. Typing 2 in the chat, that's not going to get to my turn. Arid Mesa. Another land. Not a huge fan of that. So I think just plain Sigarda's Aid pass. Cylon thinks Shadow. Mana Trader thinks Yogg. Get the Sigarda's Aid out of my hand so they can't Thoughtseize it. Boss thinks 8-rack. Okay, Marsh Flats. Still not telling us anything. Although no plays for 2 turns is kind of weird. Steelshaper's Gift, very nice. I think... Do I want to go get another hammer with that? Kind of wish I could go get another creature with this Steelshaper's Gift. But I'm not playing Flayer Husk. Should have played that Bauble earlier. What was I thinking? I could have an extra card in hand right now. Ah, I'm playing like a donkey. What is going on? Chose to be on the play? Well, I mean, that does say something, but not as much as you think it does, unfortunately. When I was playing 8-rack, I would always take the play. Some 8-rack players go on draw. I do not. I played 8-rack and I would not take the draw. But the flagstones makes me think they're definitely on some sort of black value deck, and they're probably just holding removal because they know what I'm about. Fetid Heath. Yep. So I'm going to want to actually make sure I have Swiftfoot Boots to save our Nexus when we go in for the turn. Oh, another Nexus? That changes things. I can just do one then the other. How much mana do I need for the Swiftfoot Boots Hammer plan? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could do it turn 5. That's a long time to wait. Black-White, Smallpox, Sedgemoor Witch. Oh, cool. I don't know much about that, but thanks for the info. You beat 8-rack and this by doing nothing. Okay. Hopefully Steelshaper's Gift is basically nothing, because I'm just putting an extra card into my hand. So should we even bother attacking for 1? Probably not then, right? No, just don't give them a card for their removal. If they can't pox, they're not getting value. Yeah, that's very true. Smallpox needs a creature on the board on our side. Otherwise, they're losing value. I guess Flagstone sort of equals it out. Just try to beat 2 push? Alright. That's what the Swiftfoot Boots are for. Or they could just tap out. Not likely. Okay, here's the Smallpox. Kind of thinking I'll just get rid of planes here. I do not like sacrificing a land. Do not like it at all. I'm going to get rid of one of the Nexus. I want the double white so I can play Lurrus. Oh, thanks, boss. You're right. Discard the hammer. We're going to Lurrus it back. Alright, 2 mana up. Ooh, Ornithopter. That makes sense, boss. Alright, I want to get the Lurrus in hand. And my shortcuts don't work because I touched the Lurrus. This seems like a pretty tough matchup, actually. So we're really going to have to be careful and go grindy, I think. There's the Vanishing Verse. Getting rid of Sigarda's Aid. Hopefully we'll be able to replay that with a Lurrus. Oh, that's exiled, so there's no way we can play that back with the Lurrus. Exile? Oh, Vanishing Verse is great. Lingering Soul is going to be hard to get through. And that's why they feel safe in tapping out. Another Sigarda's Aid off the top. Okay. So let's see here. We go Sigarda's Aid. Put a hammer on the Ornithopter. I don't know. Well, that's the spirit art they're using. It's from the new set, so maybe Moto is just set to use whatever token is freshest. We could just Lurrus Mishra's Bauble here. Okay, they got Swamp coming up. And we have nothing else to do, so we'll pass. Another Bauble. We're going to be drawing a bunch of cards. Let's go, value. Let's go. Good point. Oh, wow. All the things. Sacrifice a creature, exile the graveyard. Okay. I mean, obviously, we sacrifice the Ornithopter. We can Mishra's Bauble, Lurrus Mishra's Bauble. We have a Sigarda's Aid in hand. Seems fine. And, I mean, if Lurrus attacks and we throw a hammer on it, it's doing, it's gaining a bunch of life as well. Unfortunately, our clock is quite low. Oh, the Shadowspear. Wow, what a draw. Okay, so we go Sigarda's Aid, Colossus Hammer, Shadowspear, or do we go Sigarda's Aid, Swiftfoot Boots? I think we want to put Boots on the Lurrus, keep it protected, and then next turn we can go Hammer, Hammer, Shadowspear. And we just want to put the Boots down right now so that our creature is safe. I guess they could potentially have... what's name? I don't even want to say it. Okay, put this down, and we'll activate it during their upkeep. Actually, no, we want to activate it now so that we can use it again. Okay, they have a Stoneforge Mystic on top. No attacks. Oops, went too far. We already know they're drawing Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I was going to do it on their draw step, but it's basically no difference between doing it on their draw step and doing it during their end step. If we had done it during their draw step, this thing would have been shuffled away anyway. Sword of Fire and Ice. It's a pretty good one. Fortunately, our Lurrus is protected. Oh yeah, that, cool. I get you. That does happen quite a bit. Delays on the Twitch stream. I think it's pretty common just in Twitch in general, but I've definitely had that problem quite a bit. You won, congrats, nice. I like winning. So we just put, what, 2 hammers onto the Lurrus, give it trample, and that's it? No land, but we do get Paradise Mantle. So let's see here. So this goes up to 23, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. 23 minus 4 is 19, so that should be lethal. That's true. Shadowspear gives +1/+1 as well. I often forget that. And double lifelink. Turn 7. Look at that grind. Thanks, friends. That one was a tough one. So let's see here. I definitely want to keep Lurrus in the sideboard. That's important. I kind of like Fracture because they're playing Stoneforge Mystic, so we could get rid of swords or Batterskulls. Not a big fan of the Fatal Push. Champion seems okay. Can't be pushed by their stuff. I have tried it. I've tried it a couple of times. I've been trying the Batterskull. Haven't been super impressed, honestly. But I wanted to give it a shot because I thought it looked cool. No, I want the Lurrus because of the ability it gives to grind. And I think, honestly, with all the comments coming out, I think I'm just going to take the Batterskull out of the deck. But I did want to give it a try. I saw it in a very successful deck list, and I thought, okay. I mean, that seems great with Stoneforge Mystic. In any event, I do want the 2 champs. And I'm on the fence about the fractures. Giver of Ruins seems fine. I mean, the Swiftfoot Boots are really good there, so Giver seems like it would be good too. Want to keep our creatures. Probably take out a Paradise Mantle. You don't like Paradise Mantle? I love Paradise Mantle. That card is awesome. 0 mana. Draw a card. You can, with a Puresteel Paladin, you can make so much mana with a Paradise Mantle if you have creatures to spare. But there is quite a bit of contention with the people that play this deck between Paradise Mantle and Springleaf Drum. I never cut the 1 plating. I'm going to get rid of one of Steelshaper's Gift because Hammer is the easiest thing to find. I'm just wondering, like, what happens... I don't know what they're playing, but what happens if they have... what do you call that? Surgical Extraction, and they surgically extract my Hammer? I can't win anymore, unless I have Cranial Plating. This hand... I hate this hand. I hate it. I'm mulliganing it. It's awful. It's too bad, too, because it's so close. Okay, here we go. We can keep this. So let's see here. Stoneforge, Steelshaper's Gift. These things both get Hammer. We want to keep the Sigarda's Aid for sure. I mean, you say that, but this hand is so much better than the last one. The last one was garbage. Okay, so let's see here. Sigarda's Aid, Memnite. Steelshaper's Hammer. So I think we get rid of Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, Thoughtseize. Bye-bye, Sigarda's Aid. Thinking I might keep the Memnite in hand here so we don't get blown out by smallpox, especially... Ooh. They took the Steelshaper's Gift and left us the Sigarda's Aid. And we just naturally drew the Hammer. Neat. I still don't mind, like, going slow here, though, and trying to go for the win with the Inkmoth Nexus. But I want to play the Sigarda's Aid, so we get it out of our hand. Second discard spell incoming, absolutely. I'm just thinking if we want the Godless Shrine. I don't think we brought anything in for that. Let's just get planes. And we'll go to their upkeep and crack the Bauble. Not playing the Memnite here because I don't want to play into Smallpox. And they got Sophie. Ah, another Thoughtseize. Probably Hammer. I mean, considering we have the Sigarda, they're going to want to take Hammer. Yep. Surprise. Giver of Ruins. Interesting. Alright. So do we just play out our hand here? Inkmoth, Memnite, Giver of Ruins, Mishra's Bauble, go empty-handed? That way their Thoughtseize is dead? And the Smallpox doesn't hurt our hand? Interesting. Do colorless cards get exiled by Vanishing Verse? Does anybody in chat know? Because it says, what is it? It says monocolored. And a colorless card has no color. My assumption would be no. There's a no in the chat. Colorless is not a color. Yep. Which is why Giver of Ruins specifies colorless. That would be wonderful. Alright, Hammer off the top, please. Ah, Vanishing Verse on Sigarda's Aid. They do that in main phase. Draw 2 cards. I mean, that is Hammer. Unfortunately, these cards don't do too much. So we could go get Hammer instead of attacking for 1 Infect. I like that. Now, because we have the Puresteel Paladin, I kind of like putting the Hammer down immediately. And I think I'm also going to attack for 2. Okay, get rid of that stop there. Don't need that anymore. And we're tapped out, so we can just go ahead and hit 6. Ooh, no! Kaya! Yeah. That's brutal. Alright, well, I guess we'll kill that. That is not a card that we want to see in this map, and ever. Kaya is one of the worst cards we could ever see. Yeah, sure, Lingering Souls, whatever. I guess that's going to be pretty bad with Sword of Fire and Ice next turn, so maybe I shouldn't be so flippant. Another Hammer, but we don't have the white, the double white for Puresteel Paladin. I think I'll just play the Hammer again. Just take the 1. Yeah. You gotta split your time. I was just trying to think of a great example, but I realized that my my knowledge of myths and legends is okay, but not exhaustive and not so great when I'm trying to come up with something right off the fly. All right, let's just go ahead and get rid of the Memnite. Oh, shoot, maybe I should have kept that. That's Metalcraft. Damn it. Here I am wanting to keep the Giver of Ruins, but I should have kept the Memnite for Metalcraft. Apex Predator, well, thanks for the follow, friend. Need to get rid of Giver. You mean just like from the deck? Stupid Inkmoth Nexus not producing white mana. Turn 7, 2 lands. That's part of Magic. We just got to accept it. Sometimes we don't find the cards we need. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. From the crypt with the bits. All the bits you can eat. Thanks, buddy. Okay, Lingering Souls. So they've got quite the setup here. No attacks, though. They are scared. They're terrified of us, and they should be. Yeah, that's right, Cylon. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. And, you know, I love this deck. I love Hammer Time. I love the... It's a really quick puzzle where you got to put together a lethal attack in 3 turns. And then every turn you move past that, you're just losing value. Okay, they're going to put an equipment card, the Batterskull, I assume. No, they... Okay, well, I mean, that is cheaper. That does allow them to go ahead and equip. And they just attack with a Spirit. Okay, well... do we block it? I think we take it. So we... No, we block it and give the creature protection from white. Yeah. Easy block. I know how to play this game. I know, right? Surprisingly grindy for being a turn 3 deck. That's one of the things I really love about it. Pro white. Cool. Yeah, nice turn. Finally. Maybe even better with Inkmoth block. In any event, if we activate the Inkmoth Nexus here, we can put the Colossus Hammer onto our Ornithopter. Oh, then it wouldn't fly. Let's put it onto one of the Giver of Ruins instead. Pro white on Giver and lethal attack? Yeah, absolutely. That seems pretty good. Let's go for lethal. 11 damage, 10 plus 1 is 11. Pro white, looks great. Good line. they're tapped out, so I feel really safe doing this. What a line! We take the 3-2! Oh, that's wonderful. I was starting to get a little bit frustrated there. I thought we were going to go to game 3 with very little time left on the clock, but we managed to make it out of there. Fantastic. I think that, honestly, I've said most of what I want to say about Hammer Time. I played the deck a few times, and while I do like the Black Splash for Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, the Batterskull, not so much. Not sure that this version is better than the Mono White. There's been a couple of times where we've been exposed to Blood Moon because we've been on the Orzhov path. Oh, hey, Popa. Auriok Champion is interesting. I kind of like that one. That's a card that I've kind of shied away from a little while. But all in all, I would absolutely recommend this deck to anyone that's interested. There's quite a few lists with small variations that you can find in the 5.0 dump, and take your pick. If you want to play Paradise Mantle or Springleaf Drum, if you want to play Cranial Plating or not, if you want to play Giver of Ruins or not, there's a lot of different options that shuffle around some of these pieces depending on what colors you want to play.